Here we go.
It's game time, baby. What's good? What's
We're
good?
running down a tunnel.
What's good, yo? It's your what up, motherfucker Steve. You watching EmceeTV The Podcast. It's Sunday morning. We got extra special guests in the house this morning. As always with me, my bro.
It's your boy Bigg Ray West, BIGG, representing the west side of Des Moines, Iowa, not to be confused with the West Coast. And they know.
And today's extra special guest is
Schwem, punk ass kid. What's good, y'all?
What's happening? What's happening, bro?
Representing Midwest, KC, Topeka, shit. I'll even fucking represent Wichita if they let me. And they do.
Man, we
That's
got
what's up.
KC, Top City, and Wichita all up in the building in one. You got
Pretty much.
Gotta
That's
love
what's
it.
happening. Hell yeah. Man, it's Sunday morning. You know what I mean? It's Labor Day. We were just kind of discussing that off air before we got it cracking. How you guys feeling? Everybody excited for the 3-day weekend? You guys got any plans besides this?
Man, it was college football yesterday. That was it, for me. And then, I had a fantasy football draft while we watched college football and shit. Iowa Hawkeyes whooped ass against U Albany as they should have, So I'm cool with that. And yeah, we ate good, enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah,
What about y'all?
That was an exciting game. That one went down 34-7, and the Hawkeyes held it down. It was looking a little rough in the first quarter, but they definitely came through and pulled it out. They revved up.
That was a little snack. They did what they were supposed to do.
He's working out the kinks.
Man, 34-7 is crazy. That's a stomping.
Yeah. Man,
My weekend's been good.
Go ahead. Yeah.
It's been a busy weekend for me, so I'm looking forward to relaxing. I mean, really, yesterday was my kick it day. On Friday, I had this show. We started a label over the summer called Punk's Not Dead, and this was our first showcase of like all the people on the label and just branding ourselves to the public.
When you say we, who's we?
So Schwem is obviously on the label. Punk's Not Dead. The Outliers is on the label. We just put out our song on Friday, and that's part of the reason why we had the show. And last week, I put out my album Pack Forever as Schwem, so celebrating a lot of stuff. Cannon Tongue, we just put them in the studio. They just finished up recording their album. We were celebrating that as well. They're like an alt metal sort of like they call themselves like trash rock. It's very like. It's kind of like raunchy in a way, but it's radio friendly, if you know what I mean. It's alt rock, it's punk, it's metal. It's fucking cool as hell. It makes you feel stuff. And then Pity and the Fools is like a pop punk band that like leans more towards the pop side. But this album that they're about to go record is definitely more on the punk side of things, right? They're looking to go pop, but right now they're still grassroots in like this pop punk sound. And then also Marilyn Mayhem, and it was her first performance under her new moniker. She used to be Marilyn Bree. Now she's Marilyn Mayhem, and she's about to put out some new music next week. We're all just grinding hard as hell, man, just trying to put this shit together. And we celebrated that on Friday with the people of Topeka, and it was freaking amazing, for real. So yeah, did that on Friday. Saturday, I didn't watch enough football. I wish I did, but I just didn't get around to it. I ended up kicking it in nature a lot, just like really taking it in. The homies Basement Melons had a show, so I pulled up to that. It was really cool. I really love their music.
Topeka got a lot going on right now, bro.
Topeka has a lot going on. It's really insane, man. Over the summer, I was out there living in Austin, right? Austin, Texas.
Oh, dope. Shout out Austin.
Yeah, I loved it there. It was really cool. One thing I noticed, though, is that it's so different from this part of the Midwest in such a way that, like, motherfuckers have money and they're not afraid of spending money. You know what I mean? Out here, people may have money. Most people don't, but people may have money. And if they do, they're very afraid to spend it. So it really changed my perspective on how to market and just how to fucking live. Because, like, I've always had like this immediate market of the Midwest where everyone's struggling, so they want to support and they can offer support in certain ways, but usually buying stuff all the time is not the way that they can support, you know.
Right.
So just kind of it opened my eyes to like how big the world is and how many people are out there, how many different kinds of people and different classes of people, and just kind of made me reconsider like who the fuck am I marketing to? Like, is my shit appealing to people with money? Is it like is it turning them away? And you know, just like going through all these different you know, situations and strategies in my head, but ultimately we was out there, we made a kick-ass album with the Outliers and formed this label and came back just to fucking kick ass and take over, you know.
So the
Just
Outliers is a group from Austin, and you went down there to work with them.
no, so we were only from Austin because we all went out there to live. So our manager lived out there. We ended up getting a new manager as the Outliers. So the whole band moved out there. We had a whole bunch of stuff buzzing. Some shit went down with like the tour plans. We were supposed to be on 3 tours over the summer, and we only went on one of them. So like they just like crashed and burned. Really of no fault to us, but because of the management companies that was like doing the tours. You know what I'm saying? Because there was like the company that was doing the main tour, and then there was a side company that was hiring in the openers, right? And so that's where shit got fucked up.
Ah,
One of those tours just got completely canceled. So it was kind of a mess. And we went out there with this one headset or mindset, and then, had to adjust in real time and just had to keep adjusting because you know how this industry and life is in general. It's just one thing and then another, and it's just it keeps coming, and all that matters is like how you react to it. And I've gotten this far with that shit. So, we were just out there reacting and teaching each other what we can because, all kinds of different backgrounds and different people. So, yeah, just getting closer as a group and becoming more focused and pinpoint accuracy with the shit.
that's a dope opportunity, bro. I went down to Austin in October. Was it October? I feel like it was October last year. And I had an awesome trip, bro. Peeping out the barbecue. We went to some comedy shows. Went swimming in that Barton Springs. That water's cold as shit. But it was
Man,
cool. It was cool, man. You know what I mean? Like Austin is it's a melting pot of all these different cultures that have come there and people from different backgrounds and different music, and it was just cool as fuck, bro. It's definitely something for everybody to go down and observe sometime because it's a lot of fun,
yeah.
and it's very cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. So many different people there, variety of people. I totally get why, they call it or they're calling it like the new LA because like it's they have been for years, at this point, but just so many different people there. There's a lot of money going around, and people can spend on things like entertainment. There's big studios out there, and that's one of the things we did. We got into like a really nice studio. Never been in one like that. Like we was right down the street from Riff Raff. They were saying like that's Riff Raff's like not his home studio, but like whenever he wants to be in a studio other than the one in his house, he's there, and it's just like what the fuck. And then so it just made me realize how many artists I look up to and have my entire life that are like from that area or like just another area close by in Texas, and it's just like god damn it. A lot of things were realized. I really love Austin, but honestly the people there they're over it. They're like, man, we wish motherfuckers wasn't moving here because Denver is like that too.
Yo,
They hate all the tourists and they hate that everybody's moving. They're like,
Yeah.
god damn it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
These fucking hippies, man.
you know,
That's how they're talking.
These
it,
motherfuckers capitalizing off our culture.
it's funny that you brought up Austin because I threw this hat on right before we jumped on the podcast, and because I was looking for a hat real quick, and I happened to have this one sitting over in the corner, and I grabbed it. I just got it the other day. This hat is from Austin. This is the Two Bears One Cave podcast from Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer,
See?
and
See? All them fucking comedians out there too. It's crazy. We was driving by like spots where Joe Rogan be hanging out and where they do Kill Tony and shit. And I'm just like,
yeah,
wow.
well, yeah,
Honestly, it's more of a comedy scene out there than music. I'll tell you that right now.
it's erupting in a major way, but they still host that South by Southwest that is put on for so many people. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's a mecca for all of that. They're doing film festivals out there. They're doing music. They're doing barbecue has always been a fucking thing out there. It's
Well, here's the thing. So they're actually changing South by Southwest because we went as the Outliers to South by Southwest this year,
oh
and
no,
it's really the last year they're focusing on music. From this point on, they're really leaning more towards film. It's gonna be just mainly a film festival, and I'm sure there's still gonna be music everywhere, just because that's how it's a part of it at this point.
for
But
sure.
they're saying that, they're not booking bands and whatnot for next year. But, it's one of those things where it's like the whole city thrives off of that event. And whether it's an official part of the event or not, the entire city's moving and grooving. So there's still gonna be plenty of music, I'm sure. But as the official event, yeah, they're changing shit up. It's pretty wild.
That's right. Breaking news right here, y'all, on EmceeTV. If you're just tuning in, we got the homie Schwem. He brought us some breaking news. We got the homie Bigg Ray West, and we up in here
West, West.
talking Austin. We talking Kansas, and we talking hip hop and punk music, yo. So if you just
Man,
watching with us, tune in and stay tuned.
fucking out there in
So
Southwest, that's how I met Young Deji. We played for we opened up for Young Deji because we were as the Outliers, and from that point, a relationship was started, and that's how I got fucking dude from Taylor Gang on my goddamn album. I was like, what the fuck?
How do you
This shit
spell?
evolves,
I was gonna
you
drop
know?
in the comment real quick. How do you spell outliers? Is it just OUTL?
IERS.
Okay, cool. I just want to make
Yep.
sure I didn't jack this up.
that's crazy dope, man. You just dropped the album as well called Pack Forever, man. Let's talk about Pack Forever, man. Who's some of the producers on there? How many records? What are the singles? Give us some insight on Pack Forever.
Well, 20 tracks on that motherfucker.
Woo,
So it's the longest bitch I dropped yet, and
it's an
I'm
LP.
happy for that because I love them long play albums. Like, um, I just grew up listening to albums, and I appreciate the full playthrough. Not everybody does anymore. Um, but anyway, so yeah, worked with a lot of people. Producers, mainly this dude named Andy Holst. He's from Topeka. Me and him have done a lot of work in the past. Um, well, really, most of our shit has been in the vaults until now. We just dropped
Right.
it. Uh, we got a dude from Des Moines. His name is Skycrow. He made the beat called Blur,
Shout out
which
Shout
to the
out
homie
you,
Sky
Micro.
Crow.
Ray West, is on. Let's
Hello.
go. I was deep in that. I got another producer from Iowa on there too. He does the Pack Forever song. Um, and then I met this dude named Quarry Wari. He was a 16-year-old I
Mm,
met out on the Pack Forever tour. Last time we talked, um,
yeah.
on this podcast, I was about to go do the Pack Forever tour. I met him on that tour, just visiting the merch girl's like friend. We visit the merch girl's friend in like Wisconsin while we're on the road, and in the other room of the family house, I'm like, "What's going on in here? Sounds like some music's being made." So I wander on in there, and there's some fucking 16-year-old just like, "Hey, what's up, dude? I'm making this beat," and I'm like, "Bro, that's like exactly the kind of beat that I'm looking for this album I'm working on that I'm on tour for right now." And he's just
Right.
like, "What?" And he didn't. I was like, "How are you selling your beats? How do you do your business? All this sort of thing." And he's like, I'm still figuring out how to make this shit. I don't know nothing about that. So I'm like, all right, bet. If you don't want to sell it anyway, let me just put you on to how you can make money as a producer and start selling your fucking shit and start making sure that you get royalties off of the shit that you sell. Or even if you give somebody a beat, let's ensure that you can get royalties and get paid on the back end of that. So I sent him all these like documents that I've had, ready to go that explains all this stuff, essentially in exchange for that beat. And I think he's like 17. He might even be 18 now. Um, but yeah, no, that was just a crazy story. And then this dude named Unique Red, I just found him online. He's just some dude. He's also like some 17-year-old. I tried to start a
Yeah.
relationship with him, but he's just like, he just don't be responding and shit. So I talked to him long enough to get the beat or both of them beats, and then just kind of went about my business.
So I noticed you got
That's
a
dope.
track. My bad, Steve-O.
Oh no, you're good. I just want to comment and say that's dope that you was putting him up on game.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that's what we got to do out here.
you got a track on there with it's called Pack Forever. Tell me about how you got up with the Zester and Quarter, because I just did a show with them this weekend.
Hell yes, I love that. Okay,
Iowa
so
City, baby.
I'm telling you, I was deep on this fucking album. It's truly some Midwest shit, man. But it's
Yeah.
new Midwest. Like it's not the old. Like we on something else. This is a different wave, and it has to do with the old wave for sure because we come from it directly. But we're in it. It's 2025. It's a new. The, times is changing in every single way. But anyway, I've been linked up with them for a long time because of somebody in their camp named Count a Blessing. Right, I've met him
I just
on.
met him too.
Yeah,
The
see, he's
the
got all the
black
tags and
dude?
stuff. I met him on Instagram in like 2022, maybe even earlier. I just thought he was cool. I loved how he was marketing his music with like all the tags and stuff because he has like a bunch of sticky notes all over him. And when he's at the show, they'll just fall off, and then all of a sudden you pick it up and it says like how you get a hold of him, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh,
So
that's
it's like
dope.
it's mad smart. Um,
Okay, I see. Yeah, I just met him this weekend too. We
yeah, he's
followed each
mad
other.
cool.
Okay,
He's the
okay,
connection point for me.
okay.
So I've been knowing him. Eventually we end up getting to bring him to a show in Kansas City. Oh, shit, we did that show in 2023, so I must have met him in like 2021 online.
Crazy.
Because I've been knowing him for a couple years. So me and Lil Heaven brought him out. We had like a little run going on. It was a really good show. He brought out Zeph and Quarter
Yeah,
for that show. That's when I meet them, and it's like, holy shit, you guys are just as cool as Count. Like, holy fuck, like this is lit. I love moments like that. I had moments like that with a lot of people from Omaha too, and that's why I consider it like a second home because you meet these people and they're just like your existing friends in a lot of ways. Like you're like, man, like I really like. Not only do I relate to these people, but like I feel like we are the same kind of people. You know what I mean?
yeah, dog. That's the beautiful shit about this music. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, we all got the same goals. And then when you meet somebody that we make the same types of music, and we do the I don't know, like you said, it's like existed. We're already friends type shit. That long distance friends or some shit.
It's fucking trippy. It's trippy, bro.
That just
Um,
shows the true connection to somebody with their music, because once you start listening to somebody's music, or you tap in with them, you kind of you know enough about them that when you meet them in person or whatever, you kind of feel like you already got that connection, and you're like, oh damn,
Absolutely.
like I feel like I already know you because we connected on this level, or you just link up that quick. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. Well, and lifestyle has to do with it too. Like for some reason, like musicians of similar genres end up like there's such a lifestyle element to it, to where it's like that just makes it so much stronger to relate to them because you might relate to the music, but then like knowing that they're an artist just like you're an artist, you're like it's just a whole nother level. You know what I mean? It is wild how that happens. But really subconsciously we like certain kinds of music because of the lifestyle that goes into it, so I
so
don't know. It's
I
trippy.
wanted I wanted to ask this earlier. So I heard the track that, and we didn't
Mm.
quite get into this yet, but I heard one of the
Let's
tracks
get
was
there. Let's get there.
yeah, yeah. Well, I heard one of the tracks off of Pack Forever. But it sounds like you're leaning into kind of the punk lane of music pretty heavily too. Are you thinking the newer music is going to lean more towards punk, or are you still going to keep it hip hop, or are you just going to do whatever feels, you know what I mean? Like you don't have necessarily an agenda, and you're just gonna go with the flow of however you're feeling that day, or
Well, I'm really glad you asked that because with Pack Forever, it's some one of the I got like a review on it, right? Like a fan listened to it and was like, they said that it sounds like metal without being metal, and I was like, yes, it's exactly what I've been trying to go for because I've always loved all kinds of different music, not just rock and punk and hip hop and rap and pop, just all kinds of music. Like I love it, like psychedelic rock. I love Pink Floyd. They're one of my favorites. Every time I listen to them, I fucking like my soul just like cries and like happy tears. You know what I'm saying? Um, all kinds of music. So I've never really wanted to make one kind of music. I've always wanted to make like a mix of genres. And when I was a kid, there was very few examples of how to do that. Being like Korn, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, Cypress Hill. There's like a pretty short list of people who were doing it, and they were doing it a specific way, and I loved it. But I'm like, that's not something about it. Like that's not how my music's supposed to sound. Um, so I've always been trying to make music that is like rock and has the attitude of punk, but has the depth of rap because hip hop and rap has such depth to it to where like there's just like storytelling and just like world building and there's just I don't even know is poetry, you know what I'm saying, and that's not present as much in rock music, and I've just always wanted to like really blend all these elements. So Pack Forever, I feel like, is a product of me being from the Midwest, me being 26 years old, me being born in 1999. I mean, really. And then, just the state of music in 2025, all these things had to come together for me to be possible as what I am. And I feel like Pack Forever is the perfect staple of like, here it is. Like I figured out how to fucking put myself into a package that makes sense to normal people. Here it is. Everything else has been me trying to fit into these boxes, and it was kind of awkward in one way or another. I always felt. And this is like not that. It's like boom, I figured it out. So it's not so when I look at it, when I was working on it, I wanted it to sound like hip hop, or not sound like hip hop. I wanted it to sound like rock. I wanted it to sound like synth pop because I love that genre too. I wanted to have high energy and like mosh pit, like work out to this, beat somebody up to this, you know what I'm saying? Like go fucking party to this, like be active, move physically to this. But also I wanted to represent my lifestyle to a T, and not just all the fun parts, but just everything, just like celebrate who I am, whether it be good or bad, right? So there's a
That's
lot of
dope.
like like not low energy, but like there's a lot of like root chakra based shit in this album where it's very like face value, almost even materialistic. Just like straight up like celebrating everything that is in the physical sense. So
Mm.
I also want it to be my last hip hop focused album in a way. I really wanted to like rap so good on this that I feel like I don't have to rap anymore. Unless it takes off. If it takes off, I'll keep doing it. Don't get me wrong. But if it don't take off in a major way, I'm gonna keep experimenting and doing whatever the hell I feel like. But I've always been like on this journey to craft my own lane, my own genre. And it has to do with, Midwest hip hop like Twista, Tech Nine. I was listening to Killer the entire time I was mixing um Pack Forever, because Killer just had like profound impact on me. Well, Tech Nine did in general. Just being from KC, I've always really admired everything about that, and everyone in his camp and all that shit. And I've been lucky enough to become involved to certain levels with members that I would like look up to as a kid, and it's just been really perspective shifting. Like every year, my mindset just changes so goddamn much. So this is like I realized that what Killer was his last rap album. He said, which clearly he's still rapping his ass off.
Right.
But he was like, "This is gonna be my last time where I'm trying to impress y'all motherfuckers." You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because I had already written and recorded all the music, but when we were mixing it, I was like, "That's exactly how I felt writing this." Like I'm like, in a way, I am trying to impress motherfuckers who care about rap and lyrical um like just like the way that like poetry, you know what I'm saying? I've written my entire life, so I care deeply about that shit. So I have extremely intricate bars, but it's in such a light that it can probably go over most listeners' heads, because it's supposed to be played at parties. It's supposed to be socially acceptable. It's not supposed to be some niche where like you have to be a hip hop head to get it. You're supposed to get it no matter what, whether you're into punk, you're into alt rock, you're into metal, you're into rap, you're into fucking Playboy Cardi, you're into Kanye
Right.
West. I don't give a fuck. This is just music from 2025. And it took all the music before that has influenced me so hard to become this, So I tried to pay homage in all the ways I could without biting and um, without trying to, like a broken record. I'm trying to further shit. I really am. So,
That's dope.
um, it's definitely a rap record for sure.
So let's talk specifically Blue Lights Red Rum. How'd that come
Yeah.
together? Who's all involved in that? And yeah.
Oh shit.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I need to grab a charger.
Uh oh.
Hold
Uh,
on.
I just got a DM from the homie Skycrow. I sent him the podcast, so I'm expecting he will be joining us momentarily. He said, "That's the boys." So I'm
Shout
expecting.
out to Sky Crow.
Yep, I'm expecting Skycrow joins us here in just a moment. So I wanted to make sure I looped him in when I found out he was involved. And
Oh, he's like jumping on, jumping on.
no, I just meant like I sent him the
Oh, to watch.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There he is. There he is. He just said, "Caca." Oh, we lost
Oh
Schwem.
shit.
We lost Schwem. That's all right. I'm sure he'll be right back. We'll bring him back in. This is, I think the battery died before he could get her plugged in.
Yeah,
It
that's
happens.
all good.
That happens. Okay, Ray. So, while he's gone, why don't you give me the details on how this came to be? Because I know you were involved with this project a little bit. How did that correspond? What part of it did you get when you were
So,
first brought it?
so the history for me, the history is I have reached out to Schwem to do a record for me for one of my projects. I got an EP on the way called Love Not Love. You know what I'm saying? And every title on that EP is based about love in some type of form or fashion. So he came through for me, you know, and then months later, he hollered at me. He had something on deck, and it turned out to be this project. You know what I'm saying? Blur, produced by Sky Crow. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sky Crow for that beat. And he said it was basically going to be like I got the idea that it was going to be like a posse cut. You know what I'm saying? So he had emailed it to me, and I sent him back some vocals with a quickness, and he told me he would keep me updated with the progress, and here it is. You dig?
That's exciting. We got the homie Schwem back in here. Skycrow just jumped in the comment. He said he heard I made the beat and said, "For real? Say less, fam."
Hello. Hey, so I've been supposed to slap a Sky Crow beat for a long time, so you know it was two birds, one stone type of thing.
I love that I could connect that for you, bro. That's truly like that's like fulfilling for me, man, because
Yeah.
motherfuckers I would look up to growing up, that I seen them do that. You know, they would just connect artists, not necessarily on purpose, but just the way that it happened, you know.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, the best way to create is in the moment when it just happens, and you know, networking happens that same way.
I was telling them how you did a record for me called I don't even remember what the song was called, but for my album
Love Don't
Not
Change.
Love Don't Change. There it is.
Yeah. That shit's still stuck in my head.
But yeah, we did that joint Love Don't Change, and then you came back at me with this joint.
Is yours out yet, Ray?
Nah, my shit ain't coming out till next year.
Okay.
He said I'm sitting on it. That's all right. Motherfuckers was bugging me. Like D Twist, I probably got him on there a year ago. And we just put it out.
Hey, sometimes it works like that.
Hey, Schwem's a star, man. I'm gonna let him capitalize real quick. You know, then I'm gonna throw that thing out there.
Yo, get a splash. Get a splash.
You know, splash. Yep. Water baby.
Skycrow said 2 birds, 1 call.
Chill out, Skycrow, man. Chill out.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy to be able to.
But
that's a good connect right there. Skycrow, I've been knowing him he been DJing a lot of shows. He probably DJ'd like 5 shows before I ended up you know, getting a beat from him. He sent me like a catalog of some of his beats, and I was really vibing with them, but that one really stuck out to me because it was so unique. And I was like, ooh, this is perfect. You know, I was looking for like my Midwest choppers, essentially my worldwide choppers, and
absolutely.
You know, that it came through and it worked out really good. I was very, very happy with it. And D Twist, he said the same thing. He said, so this is like a posse track. And I really never heard of it being called that. Like I was thinking of it more of like a cipher, I guess. But yeah, I was like, yeah, posse track. That's exactly what it is.
Right before we got cut off, you were kind of telling us everybody that's on it and kind of laying out your side of it. Schwem, will you restart real quick, bro, and kind of give us the deets on how you came to form this, how you linked up with Sky Crow and kind of put this all together, and who you have on the track?
So in order, I go first because I figured, you know, might as well set the tone. Second is D Twist. We go right into him. There's no hook on that song. It's just bars on bars, which you don't hear a lot of anymore. After D Twist is Alan Wayne. Shout out. Both D Twist and Alan Wayne is monumental for me. Again, dudes I would listen to growing up. You know, I heard Alan Wayne on fucking Tech 9 albums, KOD, and Gates Mixplate. My favorite Tech 9 albums this motherfucker was on. And, you know, I just ended up meeting him on some Kansas City shit before. and didn't even connect it in my head. And we were just like, you know, whoop de whoop, whatever. We connected over Major Pack before anything. He saw I was like wearing them in my video. He's like, oh, I know Mac, da 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 da. And it was like, oh shit. And then, you know, over time, I kind of figured it out, did my research, and I was like, that's who I was hanging out with? What the fuck?
You
Oh
know
my God.
it.
Let's go.
And you know, D Twist, he'd been on a bunch of Brother Lynch Hung and Dilemma stuff. Dilemma I really looked up to growing up because uh one of the Stretch, one of my managers, right, on the team, he used to do websites for Dilemma. I don't know if he did anything with D-Loc, but for a while it was like Mac, D-Loc, and Dilemma were like a group. They would all hang out and be around
Yeah.
each other all the time.
That's funny. I just said that to Ray before we jumped on here. I was like, I think that's the same homie.
He
I got a
did.
video of him skateboarding with Godimus on tour with Tech Nine when it was Dilemma, Tech Nine, and all of them on tour back when I toured with them through South Dakota, Montana, and Iowa. And
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I got a video of him just blowing an L skateboarding through the parking lot and whatnot.
Hey, that's some punk ass kid shit, man.
Yeah.
He living the life. That's why he had to be on there.
Hello.
So we got D Twist, Alan Wayne. Up after that is JCO. That's one of my close partners I've been working with very closely for a while. He's done production for Strange Music. He's doing a lot of shit with them right now. He works with Joey Cool very closely. And
Shout
he
out
put
Joey.
me on tour with shout out Joey. Shout out Strange Music in general. He put me on tour, JCO did, with JL, and was able to get him to come out and be like special guest on a couple shows that me and JCO threw. And again, that's like another monumental moment. It's like, holy shit,
Hell
somebody
yeah.
I grew up listening to fucking and like changed my life in some ways. Fucking I'm hanging out with them. They're a special guest on my show.
That's
What
hard,
the
bro.
fucking hell is going on?
That's
What
hard.
is this? Okay, so
That's hard.
JCO, that's my guy. Shout out, bro. And then last but not least, we got Bigg Ray West on that mug. He comes out and he closes it. He closes it so clean. Oh my God. And that gunshot at the end is so funny. The engineer did it. He's like, I made that too real. It sounds like he turned around and shot his fucking engineer.
Yeah, talking about lie down.
Yo.
Man, I appreciate the opportunity, man. You know what I'm saying? You obviously got me on a record with some people that are well connected, as you were just pointing out. You know what I'm saying? I feel blessed for that opportunity. You know what I'm sizzling, and
welcome. We out here.
anytime, dog. Anytime. You know what I'm saying? I'm a machine, so I'm trying to work whenever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, thank you. And
Steve, you already know too. If you got some more shit, send it over. You know what I'm talking about?
I just made a new one, bro. I might have to get y'all both on it. This motherfucker, like,
There
I'm
it
just
is.
getting into the new metal type of stuff. And I was trying to decide like what I'm gonna have to send it to you, Schwem. I'm gonna have to hear. I gotta have you hear this beat, bro, because this one I already got the hook. I wrote and recorded the other day. I got my mic out; it's still over here. And this is kind of like, you know, I heard the hook as Everlast from House of Pain in my head as I did it, and I was like, oh yeah, this one got some energy. You know what I mean? It ain't quite done yet, and the hook is jacked up. I need to tighten the hook up a little bit, but I got something. I got a nice stencil and a blueprint for something that's going. This one's coming through. It's gonna be something that's coming out.
definitely, you know, let me sample that out for me. Let me hear what you got cooking.
Hell yeah.
I love hearing shit like that. And you know, maybe I do hop on it. Who knows? But we can't sidetrack. Hold on. Shout out fucking Skycrow. You know what I'm saying? That was just the rappers. We got Skycrow on the beat.
Absolutely.
I knew because I knew I was looking for like a Midwest Choppers, like my Midwest Choppers kind of track. I was like, it has to be a beat that's like, you know, either extravagant as hell, as in like from like across the world, or it's got to be like some homegrown shit. And so once I heard the beat packs from him, and that unique ass beat was there, I was like, oh, that's the one. And it's homegrown, which is even better, you know, because I make a lot of music with people overseas and stuff. So like that's very cool and extravagant. But ultimately, I was looking for like some Midwest shit. I'm trying to put the Midwest on in a whole new way, man.
Word up.
It's time for it. I swear to God, it's time for it, man. And everybody's been saying that for like 20 years or whatever, but I know that it's coming, man. I ain't had my time to shine yet. That's why it ain't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? Me and my bros still ain't done our shit yet. And it's not just me. It's Ray West too. It's fucking Zeph and Count a Blessing. It's Lil Heaven. It's fucking goddamn Basement Melons. You know what I'm saying? It's Dropout Kings. Everybody, man. Fuck.
Respect. Hell yeah,
Dude.
dog.
Yeah, I feel like Ray's at the top of that big bubble that's about to pop, man, because he's been riding up there for a minute and he's just waiting.
See what I'm saying?
Man.
See what I'm saying? And
That's why I
all of his
latched
ducks
on.
are in
That's
a
why I
row.
latched on.
And I ain't even mad that because I used to be really upset. I used to be so mad that nobody because we got Nelly, we got Tech, we got fucking Paul Rudd. You know what I'm saying? We got a dude from Workaholics. Like we don't have a whole lot we're working with here in the Midwest. Like people who broke out and put it on. T-Rail, he's one. Um, but it's like in the mainstream, it still has yet to happen. Nowadays, we got KC Chiefs. Of course, we're in the limelight when it comes to the KC football, which is special because for a long time we were the laughing stock. So that's special. And Taylor Swift is now in Kansas City often. She frequents the place. You know
Shout
what I'm
out
saying?
TK.
Man. So with that being said, there's more eyes on Kansas City than there has been since the fucking Cowboy days when this place got its first like boost. You know what I'm saying? Is Kansas City in the Midwest, it was a connecting place for the railroads and shit like that. You know what I mean? And cattle trades. And then you got the jazz booms and the speakeasies when all the prohibition shit was going down. That was another historical time. There ain't been much
Peep
since
game, my
then.
man is talking history right here now, y'all.
Man, we live this shit out here.
Hey, let me ask you this. So,
Well, I just wanted to say though, it's yet for something to pop, and it's time for it. It really is because everybody's looking, and everybody's ready for a change. But that's all I had to say.
Something new.
So,
so from my experience, and rappers on their local scene, they always feel like, you know what I'm saying, their scene doesn't support, their scene doesn't show love. So everybody's always trying to find that next market to move to get their respect. Do you feel like Kansas City is a market where, you know what I'm saying, that shows love, and would, or you feel like you're trying to get out of that market and expand as well?
yeah, that's a good question for real. Kansas City. So when it's hard, man. Such a wild scene. It's like it's a free for all out here, and the whole Midwest is like that. It's not just Kansas City, and that's the thing is people don't look at it as the whole Midwest. They look at it like Kansas City is one scene, and
Yeah,
motherfuckers might even look at Kansas City, Missouri as a different scene than Kansas City, Kansas. And it's like, come on, that's crazy. And then they look at Lawrence like a different scene. They look at Topeka like a different
yeah,
scene. And they look at Wichita and Omaha and Des Moines, Iowa City. These are all different scenes in these people's head. And that makes sense because it's the direct surrounding area. But when you zoom out, to the rest of the world, we're kind of all the same thing because we blend together. They don't understand, they don't get it. They don't know the culture of here. Um, so they see one, they think the other. They don't think much of it at all because they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just fucking we booming, man. Shit's happening. What was I talking about? What was the point here? What was I going on?
so do you feel like Kansas City is a scene that
The
you would
scene.
yeah,
Yes. So yeah, it's hard making moves in Kansas City or any of these surrounding areas because um it's like crabs in a bucket, like crabs in a barrel. Like one person will do something really cool and almost escape, right? Because there's this trapped mindset. People are so stuck in the local that they can't zoom out into the broader spectrum of the whole fucking nation or nonetheless the whole fucking world. So nobody's working together. Everybody is so inspired by people like Tech Nine and people who made it happen themselves that they want to make it happen themselves too, and they don't know how to play well with others. As in, um, every time that they're teaming up with other individuals, whether it be artists or whatever faucet of the industry that they specialize in, it ends up not working out for one reason or another. And a lot of times it has to do with People blame it on lack of support and whatnot, but it's a lack of organization is what it is. You know what I mean? Like people got it messed up in their head how somebody else did it, so they're trying to do it a way that's like incorrect from the beginning, and they're just it's just a lot of people working together and then tearing each other down. And sad to say that I kind of participated in some of that too. And it's like, fuck, man, this ain't how this is supposed to go. Ultimately, we need to blast to the rest of the world what's happening here because there's so many great artists everywhere in the Midwest that it's unbelievable. And we're coming up with some like different shit that you can only come up with here. And when that happens, when you can only come up with something in a certain place in a certain time, that's a fucking wave. And the wave has been forming for a while. So I'm really passionate about it. I've been thinking about it like most of my life. The scene is hard to work with, but I've had a very good time in the scene because I don't give a fuck who's working with who. I don't give a fuck what team anybody's on.
You
I'm
don't get into
like, we're
politics.
all on the same team because we're fucking chasing this music shit at the end of the day.
Amen.
And a lot of people really get sidetracked on the drama, the family life, the work life, and whatever the fuck, just not being able to get along with people. Man, I'll take a lot of fucking blows to the ego over this fucking music shit because I don't give a fuck about that. I give a
You
fuck
gotta have
about the
thick
music.
skin out here. Gotta have thick
You
skin.
really do.
Skycrow
You
jumped
really
in the
do.
comments. He said, "I call that lone wolf mentality," and I think for a long time the Des Moines scene was plagued with that. When I first came out here in the early 2000s, a lot of people attributed the lack of success by a hip hop artist out of Des Moines on Crabs in a Bucket. You know what I mean? They would say people would rather tear each other down than unite. But I think we've kind of turned the page on that in these more recent years, and I think I've seen the scene stronger than ever. And people starting to unite and team up, especially with Ray West coming on the scene in a major way and kind of guiding things and taking the reins around here. Because I think if anybody has a bigger
Respect.
body of work, or any there aren't many with a bigger body of work than Ray West, and as active in the scene and doing as much. So really, you got to give a lot of props to Ray for what he's doing out here. Um,
Shout
and
out.
and a lot of the people that are
Respect.
guiding it down in KC, I think Tech and his team have a lot to help and guide down there. And then there's some other folks that are definitely guiding the way as well now, yourself included, my man.
Well,
Um,
hold on. Let me pause you. What the fuck does Tech and Strange do for the community besides inspire them
I mean, I feel
and
like
donate? I'm sure they donate to charities, but like, what are they doing? You just gave them credit in a way that I feel like is you shouldn't be giving them credit for,
you don't think that they help build up the hip hop scene by putting artists on shows down there and stuff.
bro. Man, Strange Music is awesome and I love them, but they have their artists on their own when it comes to doing their shows. That's why these rinky dink motherfuckers get a hold of these strange music shows and they don't go like they should. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they all do because they don't all do bad. Most of them do really well. But Strange does not do a whole lot to actually help their artists, besides Tech, of course. And I'm not saying that they only help Tech. I'm not on that boat, but Strange does not actually do a lot for their artists to get them out more. Like I have personal relationships with a lot of people who have either have Strange, ties or been involved in Strange or are currently with Strange, and they're all kind of singing the same tune of like, I love it. It's an honor. It's amazing, but I just wish they would help more.
Well, I
There's
think
a lack of that. There's a lack of actual help. But on the other side of the coin, Strange has inspired everybody in such a way that it'll never be the same. And they deserve utmost respect for that. And they don't have the time or energy to fucking sit here and deal with the local scene when they've already pretty much taken over the world in another respect. So I don't blame them for not doing that. But I think there's a lack of like actually building the scene and community that could be built upon that is a direct result of that. And I'm looking to fucking fill that gap in at least a partial way. And there's always going to be factions, you know what I'm saying, with the crabs in a bucket thing. So there's always like we don't have to tear each other down though. There's always going to be teams of like, y'all are out there, we're out here. We're technically different teams, but we can work together, and
I feel like I should maybe
people have a
clarify
hard time
on
with
my
that.
point a little bit. I think that Strange definitely comes back, and I mean, if you look at the roster of artists that and people that they've affiliated with, some of the people you even mentioned earlier, you know what I mean? Like when Tech does a record, he'll come back and grab the Popper, who's pretty big in KC. You know what I mean? But
That's a good point.
he'll
That's a
come
good
back
point.
with somebody. They're not the type of dudes that only mess with industry artists. He'll go back and grab somebody who's bubbling in KC, and he'll go, you know what? I see potential in you. I would like to do a record with you. And so I think that they don't sleep on KC in that terms. Maybe I misspoke.
You're right about that. You're right
they-
about that. There's a dude named Landon. He threw on a track. I forget his full name. But he was like literally like a child, and Tech was able to like change that kid's entire life and just hand him a career essentially, because his parents was with it. They already had the team in motion. You know, he was already an active artist, and it worked the fuck out. And you know, they've done that with a lot of artists. Gotta give him credit for that. And shout out to Seussmace, who's on Pack Forever, by the way.
from Topeka.
He got Seuss on a track, and he put him on multiple after that. But you know, he even said it himself. You know, Tech Nine did that. Like, bro was like 8 years late on that. You know what I mean? I really wish that Seuss would have got that a lot sooner. Don't get me wrong. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. You know, and he's shown a lot of love since then. And there's been a clear change that I noticed on somebody who's on the local level who looks up to Tech and Strange in them, right? And always has been. Like, I know people who base their entire life off of being fans of Strange music and being from here. They feel it so much. I know a lot of people like that. And fucking, it's just like, man. Sorry, I got sidetracked again.
You're good. To your point, I think so. In the early, Ray, not to cut you off, I know you were getting ready to say something. Just let me get this point out. I think so. In the early, so this would be the comparison I would give it, and I don't want to speak for Tech or Trav or anybody else from Strange, but I think kind of along the idea of what you're saying. In the early days, a lot of people said MTV VJs, Bill Bellamy. There's a long list of people that used to host videos and whatnot. They didn't make a tremendous Carson Daly. They didn't make a tremendous amount of money when they did those gigs. But MTV said, you know what? We put you in a spot where you can capitalize off the rest of your lives. And
they could have,
and so
whether they did or not.
Right. And so they said, we put you in this spot. We're not going to pay you a tremendous amount of money. We own the rights to everything you did while you were here. But you can take what you've done with us, and if you play your cards right, you can take this and run with it, whether you're with us or a solo or whatever you do. That's up to you with your career after that. Carson Daly ended up going on to CBS in the Morning or whatever, and he's parlayed his off of that, and other people have as well. Some people were not able to necessarily do that and weren't able to capitalize on it. And so
that is the ultimate key. I've realized that, you know, through watching and through practice as well, that's the only way that you can really help a motherfucker. Is you can't hand them everything. You can't hand them the kingdom. You got to hand them something else that allows them to get the key to the kingdom. Because
teach them to fish.
Most people, you have to teach them how to fish. Most people would just drop that ball. And Tech and Strange have done that. They've brought in a lot of people. You know, they talk about like Kevin Gates, fucking Twisted. You know, like Jelly Roll, yeah.
Look at
these
that.
insane world-class acts. Yeah, no, and they've helped those people in tremendous ways on a very personal level. However, Kendrick Lamar, yes. You see, I'd be telling people, most people they only think of Fragile. I'm like, there's another song they had on all 6s and 7s, you motherfucker. Nobody knows it.
I love music.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, no, they've helped a lot of people in a lot of ways, but I just noticed on the local scene that they had been neglecting it for so long. And the point that I forgot to make earlier was I noticed a clear change when Tech did discover Seuss finally. He was like, holy shit, he realized he'd been sleeping on what was happening. And he started paying attention more. Since then, there was a clear, more presence of their attention. You know, it's like, I guess I can't really give away it. But I know for a fact that like he's been reaching out to artists of a similar caliber to my level, which is like not necessarily beginner local, not famous yet, somewhere in between, you know, like almost even a local legend, you know, if you will.
Part is he's not obligated to do any of that. You know what I mean? Like he does that out of love for the music, you know what I mean? And he loves to give back and help build people up. He did it for
straight
me.
Up. Yeah, no, and I'm not hating on them for that, but I just noticed, you know, that there was always a lack for that. And I always thought it was kind of disrespectful how they would do their artists, you know. And you've heard the stories of like, ex artists from Strange who are like super disgruntled. You can't really listen to them because they have kind of a whack perspective, and you can't really listen
Dated.
to Trav and Tech because they kind of they're not going to get it because they're on a whole different level and haven't been on a level like that for years. So it's just
Somewhere in
it's
between,
interesting.
there's the what happened, and then there's two perspectives of I was right and I was right. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, Punk's Not Dead. This label that I've created or started over the summer, which has been a thing for as long as I've been putting out music, but it just got officialized, and now I'm working with other artists. Well, we're building them up. We're getting them in the studio, getting them quality shit. We're gonna market them. We're gonna teach them how to market, and then once we're done with these artists, we're gonna be looking for a whole bunch of new artists. With a fucking resume of like, this is what we can do for you. We're rethinking what it means to be a label because in 2025, everybody knows you don't need a label. All you need is a platform. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on my platform for a long time, and regardless of where that platform is, I've developed a really good understanding of how to do this shit. So me and my team of people over at Punks Not Dead, we're really focused on building the community in ways that we've noticed other people have not. Not to diss that, not to diss them in any way, because honestly, they inspired us to do this in the first place. But just to give back in ways that are still available to give back. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's
Straight
dope.
up. Thank you, man.
Hell yeah, it's exciting to hear where you're going with everything, and everything that you've done. You know what I mean, and for the viewers to get to hear a little more of your story and perspective, and how you and it sounds like you got a nice, well-rounded perspective in terms of where you want to take your company, and you're working with dope artists, and you're willing to to bring people in, and you know what I mean. Everybody gets a fair shake.
Absolutely, man. And to circle back to your point, putting people in position to succeed is better than just making them succeed. There was a company I was working with for a while that 93 and Alive. I'll just mention them. I was working with them for a while, and they provided a platform that allowed me to put myself in position, right? And because of the way that I had already leveraged myself, which is what you have to do as an artist, by the way, it's not special to me. It's just how you do it.
For sure.
Um, I had already leveraged certain things, so I was able to um, perform on these shows with them, and then sell a bunch of merch because I had a bunch of merch because I knew that, um, you know, I had a platform to work with. Sure, maybe I wasn't getting like a huge payout for doing the show at first. You know what I mean? You have to work your way up in any company. But I knew that merch is going to do it, and so an artist has to see their platform they're working with and then utilize it. They cannot just think that it's all going to be handed to them. Some of the
Amen.
other artists on that same organization, it wasn't really a label at the time, some of the same tier artists as me, like were very disgruntled with the same thing. Like we were given the same platform, and they felt like I was being like favored because I
Because
was
you went and
leveraging
go
it. And
get
I'm
it.
like, guys, y'all just need to watch and learn. Like, come on, man. But nobody was in there teaching everybody how to do it. It was just kind of expected. And so that's what I want to do with Punk's Not Dead, is like, I want to really teach these motherfuckers how to do it. And that's why we're not gonna include everybody at first, because at first, we have to prove ourselves that this is even worth fucking with us before we start reaching out to new people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. And shout out 93 and Alive, man. It ain't no hate or beef with that shit right now. It's all good.
I love to hear it, bro. Shout out
Yeah,
I love
ATL,
love to
93
music.
hear it.
Alive.
I love seeing people do music. I would never want to see anyone stop music. Nothing pisses me off more than when I check up on somebody who I used to do music with or I used to be cool with, and I'm like, "What's up with the new album?" or whatever, whatever. You've been quiet, and they're like, "Oh, I had a kid or I got a job and I just don't do it anymore." It breaks my heart and it makes me want to crash out on these motherfuckers because I'm like, that's just disrespectful to art in general that you would just pick it up and set it down like that. But
But
teach their
though,
own. You don't
man,
have to take it that serious.
sometimes it's not always in everybody. Some people, this is actually just a hobby to some folks. Some
You're
people, you
right.
know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
right. Yeah.
it's not in everybody's DNA. You know what I'm
It's not
saying?
always easy either. You know what I mean? Like some people
Never
get
easy.
into it with this with a different view of how the game gonna go, or they think they're just gonna they're gonna drop one verse and they're gonna knock it out the park and they're gonna have that overnight success and they go, holy shit, I got 6 views.
And as
I
far
thought
as
I was
when you
gonna
say
get
it's not
6,000.
easy, when you say it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? I take the perspective of, for me, it is easy. And when I say it's easy, I say like to always do music, to constantly create music. It's easy because I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type to, I don't be like, oh, I got writer's block. You know what I'm saying? I have to shut it down for a few months. I don't got nothing cooking. Like I need time to live life. Like I don't ever go through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this easy? Like I just know this is what I'm supposed to do.
When
It should just,
I think your perspective is I'm in it for the music. Whereas if you're motivated by I'm going to make a life change and millions of dollars off of this, I think those are
yeah,
the wrong motivations, and
for
it's
sure.
easily to get discouraged when because you're swimming against the current the whole time in this music industry. You know what I mean? There's a lot of big conglomerate companies that are trying to make sure their artists sit at the top, and so you're going to have to fight your way to that top. And so if you think overnight you're going to become Drake, Future, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar, and you just going to drop 3 records and become Taylor Swift, it ain't going to happen, baby.
It's never gonna happen. It never
you
happened for
gotta
anybody. Even people who seem like overnight successes, they say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success, and there's
absolutely.
real truth. There's truth to
Amen.
that. They have teams of people. It's a well-oiled machine functioning on all fucking cylinders. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you see the face, we've all fallen for that. We've all thought that, maybe this one will blow up. Maybe this is the one.
Yeah.
I got a hit.
Maybe it is. Are you ready for it if it does blow up? Is the real
you gotta
question.
you gotta love it, man, and you gotta be content with doing this shit for free for a long time. You gotta be content giving it your all and getting nothing back for a long time. You know what I'm
And
saying?
like you said, the only way to do that, or for somebody to live like that, they have to live, eat, breathe, shit, this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
it has to be who they are. And I say that all the time. I'm like, it's not what we do, it's who we are.
Amen.
Because if I wasn't doing this, I'd still be doing it. You know what I mean? Like in the
Talk
most
your
literal
shit.
sense.
But
In the most literal sense.
You got to
You
that
wake
makes
get
up.
it.
sense like a motherfucker, dog.
You got to
You
That
wake
get
makes
up
it.
on
sense like a
Sunday
motherfucker.
morning at 9 a.m. and do podcasts.
This motherfucker said if I wasn't doing this, I'd still be doing this. Hello.
Straight up, man.
Oh,
Fuck, it's who we are. And like you said, some people just aren't cut for it. But I've just been doing it so long, taking it so seriously. Like I feel like I got no time for those kind of people. I'm nothing wrong with them, but
They
we
weed
don't need to
themselves
be.
out, dog.
Man,
They
they
weed
do.
themselves out. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And you can just, from my experience, when you come across an artist or a performance or in the studio, when you could just sense what kind of level they're at with it. I might not be accurate 1,000% of the time, but I could kind of judge who's in it for what type of shit. If you really, really love this shit.
Well, and once you hear them and maybe even see them perform, then you really
Yeah,
know. You
yeah,
can
for
always
sure.
tell. Like I don't know if y'all see that movie Sinners, but there's a scene in the movie
Not
Sinners.
yet.
Bro, it's so good.
I got to
I
pick it
liked
up
it.
too.
Everybody else seems to hate it, but there's a scene in Sinners where they're having a party scene and it's based in like early 1900s or late 1800s, so it's like they ain't got much electricity, but there's like a performer playing to a room of people in like cowboy times and fucking everybody in that moment of being lost in the music and in the party scene transcends. All of a sudden that guy becomes like he's like in a rock band, and like it shows you all the different eras. It shows like DJs like first fucking with turntables and inventing hip hop, and it shows you all the eras of like music at once. And then I was like, that is a perfect representation, because like when music is really good, bro, and the moment is right, everything everything all at once is just right there. You know what I'm saying? Past, present, future is all present at the same time in that moment, and you can sense it. You might not actually see it, but you can sense it as a human, and
Yeah.
yeah, that shit is magical. But they killed it with that representation, and when that happens, you know, not only does this artist have it in them, but like what they're really capable of, because you'll maybe even see them in the flashing lights while you're at the open mic, with
And
everyone
they'll
else.
say that people can vibe off of energy like that in a room. You know what I mean? That's why music really connects with people. It's the vibration and whatnot. And that sounds like wuju or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting on some
Oh no,
different
it's
stuff.
spiritual.
But 100%, they say music literally can vibrate and you know, it's the sound sonic stuff that goes into us, and the energy in the room from a whole bunch of people vibrating at that same rhythm. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
It's
shit
just
can be
spiritual,
powerful.
man.
for sure,
Yeah, ceremonies. They don't call it MC for nothing.
no doubt, no doubt.
Shout
So
out MCTV.
so Schwem, if you had to shine some light on 5 upcoming Kansas City artists, local, maybe top city, Wichita, people
Topeka.
out here, people out here that love it like you know what I'm saying, on the grind, on the come up, man. Who should we be listening to? Who should we tap into?
Man, okay. So I would definitely say JCO, absolutely. Um, Young Ched, I would also say. Uh,
He been on tour a lot. I see he's on another one coming up.
yeah, see, me and him done a lot of stuff together.
I remember that.
Uh, well, I'm about to name all those other artists on that tour. Yeah, it's called the Dope Nobody Tour. We'll do a
There
little
it
promo
is.
for them. Let's go. Those are the homies.
Yeah.
Man, okay, so I'd say JCO, I'd say Young Ched, I would say Grizzly. You know, he's
Yeah.
not really much of a rapper, you know, not that he can't rap, he just prefers he's in a pop lane, you know, and he's very instrumentally like musically inclined as well. Me and him been working on some shit. Silent Ave, you know, that's another one.
Yeah.
You know, he might be on some country shit right now, but he got the rap in the bag too. You know, we're
I
all
met him
Midwest
at a
kids.
I met him in Lawrence at a Rich the Factor show when I opened up for Rich.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Um uh did I
I know
say
you
everyone on
shouted
that
out.
tour?
I mean, he's bubbling on his own, but I know you shouted out Seussmace earlier too.
Of course, Seussmace. Yeah, dude, love Seuss, man. I've been on him for 10 years and finally got the fucking. I can't believe it took me that long to get the goddamn feature locked in. But that's just how long it took for me to really get my shit together all the way, man. I've been struggling my whole life, and I'm just now at 26 at a point where like I feel half-ass stable enough to make some shit happen for real. I can really give this my full focus, even though I thought I was giving it my full focus forever. I really wasn't, but now I can, and it's a game changer. Um, Raw Key. Most people outside the area don't know about him, but if you're in Topeka, you know who the fuck
How you
Raw
spell that
Key
one?
is.
I'm dropping the.
RAW
Uh-huh.
space KI.
Uh,
Raw like the meat, key like the Japanese word for energy, I think is what he says.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, he's a cool ass dude. Me and him went on the Pack Forever tour together back in 2024, and he was just a brand new artist at the time, and he's flourished in a lot of ways. He's one of those guys. He really got what it takes to build a fan base and to provide something meaningful to the creative fucking universe, people who digest that shit. You know what I'm saying?
hey, let me ask you, do you know anything about Rob Lowe the Star or KC Young Boss?
Yeah, so Rob Lowe the Star is another one that I would mention. I actually was gonna get her on the fucking Pack Forever album. Like I got Seussmace instead. It just ended up coming down to like a budget thing.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, I've done a lot of shows with Rob Lowe the Star. We did most of the big shows that I've done. She's been a part of too,
Oh
such
yeah.
as the T-Mobile Center show we did with Mexican T, Casey
Yeah.
Young Boss, and
Sheesh.
Rob Lowe was on that show with me.
Damn,
Uh,
Sheesh.
yeah, it
talking
was
about
really
burying the
sick.
lead.
Yeah, it was fire. It was so cool. Joey Cool was also there. We also, me and Rob Lowe did the um, Juicy J show at the Granada out in Lawrence.
Oh
Wow.
shit.
Yeah,
She
that
was
was
on
really
the Rich
cool.
the Factor show with me too. So
See, she be
yeah.
moving. Yeah, and yeah, really, really impressive
Sky Crow dropped her name in the
moves.
chat earlier.
Yeah, no, Rob Lowe. Really, that's my list. I mean, uh, you know, some people might get mad at me because it's not longer or whatever, but I think those people are ready to go right now. I think if they got some light on them, which you know, granted they are getting light on them, but if they got like some like a major spotlight on them for even their 15 seconds, like everybody gets, they'd make something of it. They'd build a career off of it because you know they already have everything in place for that. So definitely
Man,
all those
I'm
people.
pretty sure, dog. She just shot a video with motherfucking Richie Rich out in the Bay Area.
Oh shit.
Oh, nice,
Welcome to the
Dog.
pack.
nice.
Yeah.
See, We just did like a little show together like last week.
That's
So
crazy,
like
though.
she is out here
She
moving.
whooping ass, dog. She whooping ass, dog. I got a record with KC Young Boss, man. I almost put one together with Rob Lowe the Star, but pretty much like you said, it came down to budget at the end of the day. And I wasn't able to do it right then. But man, I know that price is up now.
Tell me about the song with Casey Young Boss. What's going on there?
So
That
yeah,
shit's hard.
I got a song called Kansas City Nights, man. Me, KC
Oh.
Young Boss,
Yeah.
a singer named CP, my OG named Test One, produced by my homeboy Tremaine.
Is that out already?
Yeah, it's been
Mixed
out.
and mastered by
Yeah, I listened to it last week.
Oh, you listened to it, you said?
I listened to it last week. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
You said the KC Nights. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What you know about KC? And I was like, oh, okay,
You should listen to my verse and I'll let you know.
You know enough. You know enough.
Mad respect.
Yeah, no, I was going through quite a bit of your shit last week. I just like to throw on people's music. I love music. And when it's somebody I know, it feels better. You know?
It does.
It's cooler.
Yeah, it does.
Hell
That's
yeah.
just awesome, man. I knew this episode was gonna be fire. It just felt good, you know what I'm saying? When he came in, and you know what I'm saying, his internet was clear and shit, you know,
Yep.
and the vibes was dope. We was using up all the vocabulary before we even went on air. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be eating.
See, last time we did this, I might not even had internet at the crib. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm talking about?
I've been struggling out here. We finally got something figured out. At least I can pay a fucking internet bill now.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and
Let's get it.
When these come through like this and everybody's crystal clear and there's no hiccups and shit, we really start vibing on a whole nother level, and it allows it to do some major shit. I think this episode's definitely gonna do some this episode's definitely gonna do some numbers. It was a lot of fun. We had a gang of people up in here. The chat's going crazy. Shout out to everybody that tuned in with us today. Shout out to everybody mentioned: Skycrow, Seussmace, Bigg Ray West, JCO, Young Ched, Grizzly, Silent Av, Rocky, Rob Lowe. I mean, there was Landon Fire. Skycrow helped us out on that one.
Landon Fire.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Skycrow jumped in the chat and helped us out on that one. Cold Saint, he mentioned. There's a bunch of people on here.
I don't know. I don't know Cold Saint.
Cold Saint's
Dude.
Yeah, he's a dude from Iowa. I guess Sky. I missed this earlier. I meant to drop it in here. Skycrow said he just got back from making it pop over in Bulgaria and Thailand. He's been doing a lot overseas, I guess.
Oh my God, nice.
Yeah,
man. And you know, Ray West, another one, primed, ready to go, ready to blow. The whole fucking Critical Money Gang Entertainment over there. Zeph, you know, Quarter, Count of Blessing, Sid Tiva. All those fucking dudes are ready, man. That's not my direct area, but man,
just this weekend, motherfucking like Eastern Iowa invaded Des Moines, bud. Like at Lefties, we had Iowa City was all up in Lefties, you know what I'm saying? And then we was at XBK Live, so then Cedar Rapids filled up fucking XBK Live. It was like, damn.
Nice.
It was a beautiful thing though, because you know, you got to meet all these new artists and different genres, man. I met some, I can't even remember their names, dog. A white guy named Nick with 2 Ks. Y'all ever heard of him?
Nick Hadley?
His stage name is Nick with 2 Ks.
That's just it. Okay. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So he was different. He was unique. You know what I'm saying? They was dope, and I guess they're on tour, man. I wish I remembered all their names and the name of their tour because I would shine some light on it for sure. But then the Zephster, you know what I'm saying? He came out and he did his thing. He's very talented. We probably did about 3 or 4 shows together as well. And then
bro, they're something. They're a force to be reckoned with, man. At the time, I don't know if they still got this going on, but they was all kind of like sharing a house. And whenever it's like a band house or like a collective house, you know it's lit.
Yeah.
Fucking, we did our show for the Pack Forever tour in Iowa City, and we went back to their crib. We made 5 songs that night.
Holy shit,
we made 5 songs.
That's the type of shit I be on, dog. You feel me?
And one of them was Pack Forever. That's the one on the album.
Awesome as hell. That's awesome as hell.
Man, that's the type of shit you be on. I love that vibe. Hey, whenever we do a show next, we cross paths. We got a link in the studio. Then let's go.
Do that. Hey, but then the homie Pound Game Addison was just here too. You ever heard of him, y'all? Pound Game Addison.
Yep, I'm familiar.
Yep. So he's located in Arizona, and you know what I'm saying, by way of St. Louis originally.
Oh shit! Shout out St. Louis, man.
Yeah. So man, it was a busy weekend in Des Moines. It was beautiful for all these different, pieces from Iowa and around the region to come together for the weekend.
You know what? I'm gonna say on record, I'm proud of Sexy Red, man. She is another one who's blowing up out of the Midwest and putting the Midwest on in a way that, dudes might not be comfortable with, but it's fucking accurate. And that's all that fucking matters is genuine, authenticity in this shit. She's really putting on for the shit that she enjoys and the way that motherfuckers be rocking out there, because motherfuckers rock like that in Kansas City too. So I know it's
Yeah.
real. I respect
Um,
it, man. I respect Sexy Red. It's an unpopular
Sexy
opinion.
Red.
I respect
No,
it.
Ray
no,
scratching
no.
his chin.
I know. I see it. I see it.
Man, hey, I feel
That's
like
Midwest though.
I'm one of the guys that feel like Sexy Red is a plant. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I feel like she's there to do some damage to the youth, of the way of thinking for young ladies. You know what I'm saying?
And that's actually I can't deny that. I
You
can't say
know,
that's inaccurate, but it's fucking fun. It's fun when you put it on. That's all I
when
know.
yeah. There's I'm sure there's a lane for it. Obviously, there is a lane for it. But that's not the type of shit that I want my daughter to be bumping or
Oof.
listening to.
Me
You
either. I
know
don't
what
even
I'm
want my
saying?
girlfriend listening to that shit.
So yeah, I don't.
But
I don't
okay,
want to
another
hate. I
one.
don't want to seem like a hater. You know what I'm saying? Because she's getting to it. She's doing her thing, and perhaps she is being authentic to her true self. You always got to salute somebody being true to who they truly are. But I would just say that lane's not for me. And maybe she does give back to her community and she puts on, and if so, hats off to her. But as far as the message and the content and the image,
Pretty
I can't
toxic.
support that. Yeah, I can't
It's
support
pretty
that.
toxic. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I got two more for you though before we go.
Talk to me.
In the comments real quick, he said Ray just needs to make the dude version of Pound Town.
See, I gotta
I'll be talking about out rapping motherfuckers. We ain't gonna be talking about, what I'm saying, what she talking about.
listen to Pack Forever. I got a couple songs on Pack Forever where I was literally like, I'm trying to be like the male version of Sexy Red on this, like just like
shit.
straight up. Check it out.
Check it out.
I got two more though
Plug.
before we go. So Honest AV. Do either of you know who Honest AV is or
I
Honest
know.
Av? Honest Dave is how you say it, I guess. He's like he's from Springfield, Missouri. He just recently blew up because he did a song with Mod Sun, who's like he does music with MGK and like Travis Barker and Avril Lavigne and stuff. He was married to Avril Lavigne and stuff like that. So he did a song with with Honest Av, and it like really blew him up. But it's not like he blew up overnight. He had been posting like content every day for a very long time that was like comedic content that also uh you know nudged people towards his music, which is nowadays that's how you have to market. And so it's not like he just blew up overnight. He was working at this for a long time, and yeah, he did get a lot of success very fastly or very quickly because of that. But he's staying very very true to his genuine self, and I respect that dude, even though it's a different lane than my kind of music, and it's not even really music that I'd be throwing on. But I respect it so much. And a dude from a group called Bully in Springfield produced that song, and that's fucking cool as hell too. I forget his name, but I've done a show with him, and I think that's fucking wicked.
Hell
There's
yeah.
another one. Chappell Roan is also from Missouri. Most people don't know that because she's not putting on. You look online, it says that like she grew up in like Tennessee or something like that, but actually she grew up in a small town like near Springfield, I believe, somewhere in like rural Missouri, and then ended up moving to Tennessee and whatnot. And I mean, we all know like fucking Eminem was born out here. Eminem
He
was
said
born
it
in
when I
Kansas
was
City,
down there.
Kansas, I believe.
Yeah,
Right?
he said it when I was down there, when he performed at the in 2011 at the KC Motor Speedway. He said, "I grew up out here."
See,
Man,
something to it, guys. There's
what
something
y'all,
to it.
man, any of y'all, what y'all know about Matt Phoenix?
Oh yeah,
Matt Phoenix, good
Matt
one.
Phoenix is doing big things.
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
He got a new single with King ISO. You know what I'm saying? That shit killer as a motherfucker. Got the video out too. Album drop, I think, September 4th.
That's what's up. Shout out Matt
Hell
Phoenix.
yeah. That's
He's
like next
from
week.
KC too?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I mean, he
hard.
at least operates in KC. I don't know his whole backstory.
I know that for sure.
Yeah.
He's
I
been in
just didn't
KC
know
for
he
a
was-
while. I
That's
think he's
hard
from
as
there.
hell.
I think UBI got a couple of joints with him. That was kind of how I came up on him.
Yeah, I think he fucks with I think he might be on King ISO's label, dog.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be Well?
He's on Project Be Well, yeah.
That's what's up.
So that's a label.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were forming a label with that.
Yeah, Snake Lucci. I want to say Matt Phoenix,
I love Snake. That's
Tabo
my
the
guy.
Truth, King ISO, Venom Stay Dripping.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah. That's a good one to throw in the mix there.
Scott
Hell
jumped
yeah.
in the comments. He said, Hell's Architect is a sick song. He's a lot like Echo.
Okay.
Okay.
Hell yeah, man. Shout out, man. We bubbling, man. Y'all make me wanna work right now.
You know what I'm saying? I was sitting here coming up with a couple of bars in my head. I was like, I gotta find a piece of paper, write these bitches down.
Yeah.
Off this motherfucker and go right real quick and record something.
No, I'm literally about to boot this thing up as soon as we're done. Pour up another cup of coffee and get to it.
Yeah. So send us a beat. We're about to get this shit.
The mic is
cracking.
plugged in and ready to roll,
You know
fellas.
what I'm talking about? I would turn my camera, but y'all see some shit y'all don't need to see.
Uh-oh.
Man, I love this shit. Thank you guys for having me, for real.
I appreciate
really
you jumping
appreciate
on with
it.
us, bro. This was a lot of fun. You came in, killed it. Super professional. We had a lot of people up in here. You brought a crowd with you today, bro. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
and I'm gonna
hey,
get
well,
Steve's
we're gonna share it
build a
around.
beat. Steve's gonna build a beat, and we're all three gonna collab. Steve's
Let's do
gonna
it.
build the beat, and then I'm gonna send it your way, and shit, we're gonna have something like that, and we're gonna drop a single. We're gonna look to drop that first quarter of next year, maybe fourth quarter this year.
Hey, only if we can come on here and promote it.
Absolutely, boy. Shit.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's get it. I'm in.
All right, hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching with us today. We had a packed house. Thank you very much for everybody tuning in. Our special guest today was Schwem, punk ass kid.
Man, don't be calling him no punk ass dude. He's a stand up guy.
Fucked up. I felt bad. You know, I keep shit on my mind. Nah, man. Shout out Schwem, punk ass kid, jumping on here with us today. Got a lot of new stuff coming out. Check him out on YouTube. Check him out on Spotify, Apple Music. He's all over the place. Tremaine up in here. He just gave us the flex and said fire. Shout out Tremaine from Straight Vodka Entertainment. That's the homie.
Yeah, shout out Tremaine. He produced Kansas City Nights featuring KC Young Boss. Hello.
There we go.
It's a good one.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Until next time, it's your boy, that motherfucker C for EmceeTV.
This your boy Bigg Ray West, BIGG, representing the west side of Des Moines, Iowa, not to be confused with the West Coast. And they know.
And our extra special guest today was
Schwem, punk ass kid.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, tell a friend to tell a friend, and drop us a comment on the YouTube channel and let us know what you think about today's podcast. Until next time, we out. Peace.
We've been known to snatch a piece or two. Y'all can't take over cause we gon' eat the you. Rock steady like a ginger brought Aretha through. This shit torture and I'ma keep feeding you. On that East Coast shit, y'all better duck down. Price on his dome, 5 on it like yuck mouth. When the plug get knocked, that's when the price jumps. American Nightmare, that's where the Spice won. Rappers running like Ricky in the alleyway. Putting an end to the week, no Saturday. They want static, get it shaking like hash is clay. Passionate thugs mixing Douce with Alizé. Don't play with us, them moves ain't got you safe enough. Yelling fuck 'em like Smokey off the angel dust. My life so real, sounds like I made it up. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Dangerous, sharper than a razor's touch. We hit that strip and get the caking up. God hate ugly, so ain't no saving us. Been up so long, I don't remember waking up. Big ball